Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you can hear me. It should be fine. I'm not 100% certain, but it should be fine. Final day. Grand final day. That's the best day you can have as a caster. Is the sound alright, guys? I'm a little worried because I tingled with Bluetooth a little. Okay, thanks, Mark. Um, it's the best day as a caster for sure. Everything you did for half a year leads up to this. And it's always a little surreal to wake up this day. It's oftentimes the case that you are a little tired from the entire week because it's a lot of work and it's very exhausting, but you go to bed, you're kind of dead, and you wake up on final day, and it's just the best feeling in the world. You're refreshed, you're re-energized. I might not sound like this because this is the first words I say this day, but this is why we do this. The excitement of the community, the excitement of the players, the place that we are about to witness. This is just the best. And even though we're not in China, it's still the same. And that's awesome. Because that shows that we don't need the big hotel rooms, we don't need the big production. We just need the game. And the players, of course. And that shows how great this community is, how great this Back to Warcraft project is, how great the scene is. Anyway, we got two semifinals today. It's gonna be Lawlight versus Infi and TH versus Moon. Like, this could be a grand final. Both of them could be the grand finals. And yes, it's the same matchup, which I don't even know if it takes away from the Final Four. I don't think so. Because I think the approach of all players to this matchup is going to be very, very different. Especially from the Night Elves, I think, but also from the human side. Like TH and Infi, they are, of course, the pillar of the humans, and they stand in the front, but they approach this game very differently. Oh yeah, sorry. Snokus is not gonna be on today. She's once again busy with Hearthstone, just as she was yesterday. So it's just me and my feelings and my thoughts. I hope that's enough for you guys to get a little hyped for this. Um, yeah, I hope I can hide the fact that I really want Lawlight to win. eh, that's gonna be the toughest task today. It's always it's always the best to see a player break a ceiling. That's the case, or that was the case a couple of weeks ago with Kevin, the German Night Elf player, who was there in the scene for such a long time, but it was always in the shadow of an ex-lord. Over years of all the EPS players, he was just part of the community and tried to help people. I saw a quote yesterday, it's just totally random, that just shows how great Kevin is. That was a chat quote, and I think it was at the early stages of Reforged. And Kevin wrote, "Oh my God, I just played a game against someone who played the first game in his life, and he had no idea what to do." Mm. And everybody was laughing, and he's like, "Yeah, so I crept the whole map, I had some fun, and then I sent some small armies to his base, so he had some fight and some fights, and he had some accomplishments in that game." And that's just what a great soul Kevin is. So he made it into the semifinal of one of our cups, and I think that was one of these moments where one player breaks the ceiling. And that's especially awesome because I think he was pretty disappointed when he didn't qualify for the Meisterschaft here in Germany, which is absolutely understandable. But he had that fighting spirit to improve and to break that ceiling. And this is something we saw from 1 to 0 in 2016. And this is something we are about to witness, I think, from Lawlight right now. Like the past 3 months, maybe since Anaheim, since this whole COVID thing. He's working so hard. He's working so hard. And it shows. I mean, it's, of course, it was due to the team league, but also the solo leagues. And I feel like it's a player that deserves it so much. He's so fun. He's always ready for interviews. Like, this is one player who deserves it. On the other side, I am very impressed with Moon TH and Infi for pretty much the same reason, as they are part of the scene for such a long time. Moon even longer than Infi, and Infi even longer than TH. But they all won the biggest events multiple times, even WCG multiple times in Infi's case. And they're still so hungry. Like these tier 2 events, okay, they dodged, they skipped that, but when the name Gold is on the tournament, they just bring their A game and they prepare so much cool stuff. And that after 10, 12, 15 years, that's awesome. That's really cool. And I think this WGL is one of the best. Starts with the group stage. Oh, wait, no, it doesn't start with the group stage. It starts with the qualifiers. I think the qualifiers were more interesting. They were shorter this time. And there were no shenanigans whatsoever. Like, do you remember last WGL when all of a sudden there were 20 players and all of a sudden they made weird rule changes so that Moon was in? I remember. And that led to the round robin group stage, which is always horror for me. I think the group stage we had now and the group stage we had a year ago are way better with the GSL system. I got the feeling that when Happy won the World Championship, that was the best system. With a group stage, into second group stage, into semi-final single elimination. But anyway, we had fair groups. One was maybe a little harder, and that was the X-Lord group, I think. But compared to last year and the years before, this was the most fair groups we ever had, and that showed. It was maybe a little one-sided at times, because there was always like 1-2 favorites. Except maybe Focus. But it was so smooth. And the games were good. For group stage matches, the games were really good. We had Alice taking a map off of 1-2-0, playing good Warcraft. We had Linguagua showing his charisma, playing against Lin. With this TC Headhunter, and then this base race, and the sad smiley GG, those were moments. Those were cool moments, and yeah, that would have been nice on a stage, but do you think you would type sad smiley GG? I'm not sure. Alright, cool, we're gonna have Todd on the broadcast later, for one game. That's awesome. Todd is great. No Snowkiss today, I'm sorry, Marjorie. Snowkiss is running a Hearthstone event in China because they revealed some new cards or something, and she's a big character in the Hearthstone scene in China, so she's required, and then I have to step aside. Yeah, so that's my thoughts on WGL so far. It was really cool to see the fighting spirit of some players in the quarterfinals yesterday. 1-0, I think a year ago, would have just... I don't want to say tap out, but... he wouldn't have played that 40-minute game on AZ a year ago, I think. I think he grew a lot. And same for Colorful, as I said on the broadcast a couple of times. Yo, Hunter, what's up? You're just here for Snowkiss, right? Sorry, just me today. Yeah, same for Colorful. Focus had a great tournament, I believe, but I guess at the end, no one will talk about it anymore, as it oftentimes is the case with him. But yeah, how much time do we have? Oh, I don't know. Didn't set up too much for this yet. These early morning casts, guys, it's definitely not for me. Still need that coffee to get it. I'm really cool about this format. I'm really cool about this. I'm really happy about this format. I don't know. This is the last day of this. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I do. Like especially the ones with Snowkiss. That was awesome. Just to hear the insights. Maybe we should do like a weekly podcast with this because I think our chemistry is quite cool as well. Maybe there's not too much. Maybe it's a monthly thing. Just some additional content, maybe. Cheers, Hunter. It's alright. Attention whore. Yeah, I think Foggy fought great. So there's a lot of people who can be happy with this WGL. I certainly am. I think our casting is good. At one day of the group stage, we were slacking a little. But usually, the best thing about me and Remo casting is that we sit on this desk, or stand at this desk. Usually we start the broadcast while sitting on a desk. And then I had this during the Anaheim final. I don't know if I talked about this before. We were sitting on the chairs and the game starts and it's the 2 minute mark and the heroes come out and the creeping starts a bit. And then at the 5 or 6 minute mark, I see, hey, we're both not sitting anymore. We're standing right now. And then at the 10 minute mark, I see, like our headsets had super long cords so we could walk a bit. So I see Remo's on the other side of the room, basically. And I see myself 3 meters away from the desk because we were just roaming around this little broadcast studio like tigers in a cage. Just, I don't know. So excited. And I think we both didn't even realize what was happening. Because things were so important to us and the game was so exciting and we were so in it. That's kind of missing. So casting together in person is definitely easier and maybe even better. But I think for a from home show, we do pretty good. I'm definitely like judging from now, it could be that we blow the grand final and it's gonna be shit, but I'm pretty happy. We found a good flow, a good structure from introducing the player to their way through the tournament, through some stats, and then boom, here's the game. I think that's pretty cool. How late is it, by the way? 27. All right. I think we're gonna do this a little shorter today. So I guess you want to hear my predictions, right? I don't really know, guys. This is so hard. My heart, of course, says Lola. That shouldn't be a secret at all. My brain says Infi because I don't see anyone breaking Infi for some reason. He seems invincible. But my Warcraft expertise somewhat says Moon. It's weird. But on the other side, you got TH who could do everything. Everyone could win, and isn't that the greatest about a semifinal? Like last time, it was pretty clear that Lin defeats Fortitude, and it was also pretty clear, I think, that Happy defeats TH. But here, it could be everything, man. It could be a Korean mirror, it could be a human mirror, it could be Lawlight versus TH, it could be Infi versus Moon, it could be everything. And going into this, like, with the lack of knowledge of what's going to happen, is just the best. Yo, Taker, what's up? Cool that more and more people are tuning into this. Infi cannot win? Why not, Oscar? Now I'm curious. Okay, you got me. Why can't Infi win? Infi and Moon the final, says Kabi. Could be, could very well be. I think Infi and Moon is the most likely outcome. I said this to Lawlight yesterday. Infi usually has 1 weekday in the Gold League, and we haven't seen this so far. He was just super strong. Infi NTA the nemesis of Moon. Yeah, also for Lawlight. Like, when these Chinese humans play their best, I think only Undead can beat them. And sometimes Lin when he's in 6-star shape. Star shade. He's jealous how Infi is invincible? No, I think that is very encouraging. Moon got counters against Infi. Okay. I'm not aware of this, but we'll see. The cool thing, by the way, about this Gold League this time is, let's compare it to a Super Bowl. A lot of people get excited about Super Bowl, and then there is like, what, half a year of off season? Isn't that like something like that? We immediately after Gold League, continue with the German Meisterschaft. Okay, that's great, but it's not international. It's very German centric. But then we go into ESL Pro Tour the next weekend. And that's perfect. Like, it's only qualifiers, but it's something that people can follow. Like, they see this today, hopefully we're going to have a grand final day, and people get hooked, and people want to see more, and we can say, hey, tune in next weekend. There's this $130,000 tournament where people are trying to qualify for. It's going to be a little rough, because we have no break and no vacation. Sometimes I wish we would have an off season. Maybe just 2 or 3 weeks. It's sometimes Chinese New Year, but this time during Chinese New Year we had the Stay-at-Home Story Cup, which was like 16 hours of casting a day. But we'll take care. We take care. Boys, grand final day. TH, Infi, and Law Light. I think Lawlight deserves a shirt from Camp Knopf. What do you guys think? You guys are doing great. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Prime Tennis Perth. I used to play tennis. Shout out to all the tennis players out there. Is there something that we could improve next time? Like, given the fact that winter season will still be online, what could we improve? I mean, we started the pre-show this time. We do have a post-show this time, which yesterday I think was awesome with Kevin and Neutron, even though they look 100% the same. Wait, why does it say TH versus Foggy? That's stupid. Moon, TH. Okay, broadcasts live. I think we could do some more interviews, but it's really hard with the Chinese and Koreans. Maybe with the help of Soul Glider, we could do that next time. Soul Glider, but for Korea, it's kind of hard. We don't want to steal more time for from Lawlight or something who could translate. But yeah, off-stream interviews would be something we could do. We had some awesome animations prepared because we thought that we would be observing ourselves. And I said, okay, let's set this up a little. Let's do a little more production, than usual. And then one day before the tournament, they said, hey, it's a clean feed, so you can't observe. That was heartbreaking, man. We worked for this on this for a week. Fucking clean feed. But we're gonna use it in future broadcasts for sure. Oh, there's no music on stream. Whoopsie. Now there is, right? Yeah. Yeah, that would be really nice. If you have something like I think a betting game is really important. Like it's going on Twitter, but there's no rewards or something. So that's something I would definitely set up for the future. What do you think about the Reddit threads, by the way? Everybody, like when we don't do it, people are yelling, where are the threads? Why is there no coverage? Yada, 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 yada. And when we do them, nobody's upvoting them and nobody really comments on them. Like this is something you miss when it's not there, but you ignore when it's there. This is always weird to me. Anyway, if you have some suggestions, please let me know, neo@backtowarcraft.com, or write me a comment here on Instagram. I read absolutely everything. I might not respond to everything, but I read everything. So, time for WGL now. There was a lot of feelings. Of course, I saved all the statistics for the big broadcast, but I don't want to be too personal on the broadcast, so this is my little Insta show to explain how I feel. And I hope that was enjoyable, and I hope you will miss this a little. Maybe we continue this with Snowkiss, because I really think it's a good format, and it's easy to do, and it's fun, and it's just half an hour of talking. Alright, guys, we got 23 moments until the grand final starts. It's gonna be Lawlight versus Infi, and TH versus Moon, and the game for third, and the grand final. And I'm beyond hyped, and I hope that we will see some magic here today, because the scene deserves it, the tournament deserves it. Let's have a fairy tale ending, right? See you later on stream.